What's up, guys? Cody here with another video, and I'm in a different location right now. I don't want to get into, personal information right now, but I did want to do a video, and I wanted to do this video because I'm usually surprised at when I find out something like a specific movie hits a specific point in history where it's like a decade or two old. And I want to do this every year because from this point on, there is a significant amount of movies that I know I watched when I was younger. And this is kind of going to be a segment where I pretty much am telling you, hey, you're old. So today we're going to talk about movies that came out in 2001 that are turning 20 this year. This is my top 5 list, so let's go ahead and do this. Alright guys, so number 5. I know a lot of people don't like this movie. I mean, fuck it. I went to go see it in the movie theaters and I had a good time when I was younger. But that is Jurassic Park 3. Yes, the famed Jurassic Park 3. This movie came out, I believe, in July of 2001. I remember that I went to go see it with a friend of mine, and one of the biggest things that I remember is my mom took me and my friend, and he ended up throwing up at the movie theater after eating Skittles, and there was a scene where blood splattered on the window of an airplane. So yeah, that was an interesting experience. But I do remember being very hyped about this movie, and I was a big Jurassic Park fan when I was a kid. So I got all excited. I actually knew I was a big fan of Dr. Grant. When I was younger, I related to him, whereas my cousin would relate to Ian Malcolm, you know. To dig up dinosaurs? No, it was Alan Grant for me. But yeah, Jurassic Park 3 turns 20 this year, and that is a crazy milestone. I just can't remember the last time I was just kind of shocked. That's why I'm doing a top 5 list, because some of these are more shocking than others. Alright guys, so number 4, I think more people are going to care if you're a big fan of memes. But Shrek turns 20 this year. The classic DreamWorks animated film starring Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, and Cameron Diaz. This movie I did grow up on. I remember it was such a big deal when it first came out. And Shrek was such a big cinematic impact on animation. It pretty much set stone for the next 10 years. DreamWorks had a lot of great ones that they come out with, and they're still releasing some great hits. But yeah, Shrek, man. I think it's become more popular because of memes. Shrek is love, Shrek is life, people, make all these random Shrek references. I think they've had Goku and Vegeta fighting Shrek at his ultimate power level. He's probably one of the weirdest things I've ever seen is Shrek is just kind of immortalized in meme culture. And, well, Shrek turns 20 this year. You guys need to start getting on friggin' Shrek turns 20 memes. Let's see how that works out. Alright guys, so number 3, this movie is a stoner classic in my opinion. I guess, I don't know, a stoner classic would probably be Cheech and Chong or Bill and Ted or something like that. But this is my generation of those characters. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back turns 20 this year. Kevin Smith, obviously, I love the View Askewniverse, franchise. I think I'm not a big fan of the Jay and Silent Bob movies as listing them because they're their own criteria, whereas I think my favorite Kevin Smith film, I've had a lot of people ask me, is personally for me, I think Mallrats is my favorite of all of them. But yeah, Jay and Silent Bob have been in and out of those movies, and of course they make appearances, and they got their own movie in 2001. So yeah, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, absolutely a fun movie to watch every once in a while. So yeah, Jay and Silent Bob, 20 years old. That's crazy. All right, guys, number 2 is going to kind of coincide with number 1 because these two franchises came out simultaneously. And number 2 is Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. The very first Peter Jackson epic in the Lord of the Rings, J.R.R. Tolkien, books that he adapted to film. A great saga, great epic. And we got to witness it grace the big screens 20 years ago. And I can't believe that. It just feels like it's just complete and utter nonsense because that movie freaking still holds up. I mean, I watched it on 4K the other day again, and it's still one of the best 4Ks I've seen. They definitely, everything CGI, all the stuff that they did for this movie still holds up after 20 years. But damn, what a cinematic opus. Come on. It's Lord of the Rings, and this next one, number 1. I'm fixing to break some hearts in just a second. All right, guys, number 1. You guys ready? Are you guys ready? Are you ready to be reminded of how old you are based on this specific movie? Guys, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the start of the Harry Potter franchise in film, turns 20 this year. I do believe it came out in November. It came out right before Christmas, towards the end of the November, and I remember going to see it in theaters and becoming a Harry Potter obsessed weirdo. I was like in 3rd or 4th grade when it came out, so I definitely have my love for Harry Potter and my appreciation, and I think it's the more shocking thing because, Harry Potter has a big fan base, and Lord of the Rings is kind of one of those things. I could talk about Harry Potter because they have a ride at Universal Studios, and I feel like it's a little bit more respected, whereas Lord of the Rings is kind of like, oh my god, those movies are way too long, and I don't really know what the hell it's about type thing, so you can't really talk to other people about it. So I think it's more shocking for a audience base. So, got tons of people who are aware of Harry Potter based on the, like I said, the ride at Universal Studios. People are... They adapt more to it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But yes, the start of it all, The Sorcerer's Stone, Book 1, came out 20 years ago. Yeah, that's insane. So yeah, thank you for joining me in this session I like to call Wake Up, You're Fucking Old. 20 years, guys. 2021. It's there's movies to look back on. I can mention a couple that didn't make the list if you guys are curious. The Fast and the Furious, the original, turns 20 this year. The Mummy Returns turns 20 this year. Spy Kids turns 20 this year. There's the list goes on. Monsters Inc. turns 20 this year. There's quite a few out there. If you guys want to go look up a list, all these movies turning 20 this year, they're getting a huge milestone, 20th anniversary. That's crazy. Those franchises are technically still running in some way or form. Fast and the Furious is like on its 9th or 10th film right now. Harry Potter's getting a spin-off series that's currently running and fixing to be their 3rd film. It's Jurassic Park's fixing to come out with another film. Wow. It's just a franchise, man, that they don't die. So yeah. What do you guys think? Are you guys feeling old right now? Comment below, tell me below, and I will be back with more videos soon. I'll talk to you guys later.